So, okay, I'm back. So, damn it. So I've decided to change formats because trying to animate with a baby is, oh my God, it's like the hardest thing ever. So I'm just gonna do this now. This is it because I've got way too much in my brain, too many ideas, too many YouTube topics that I need to share, and yeah, I'm just wasting too much ass time. So anyway, and I have to keep my freaking voice down because this is like the only time that I can actually get anything done is when he's like nap time, downtime, because he just wants to play, he just wants my full attention, and that's totally okay. I just gotta fucking do it because okay, so what I want to talk about today, the most liberating thing that you'll ever know, seriously, this one thing. I've always heard this, but it just clicked. It was that, oh my God, I get it. That moment, with this. And it is that everything is your fault. Everything in your life is your fault. And that sounds horrible, right? But I don't mean it in a bad way. I don't mean it in a bad way. Everything is your fault. Everything is in your control. Honestly, anything bad that happens to you, it is in your control. And maybe that, if it doesn't make sense now, maybe it will in a couple minutes. So anyway, there are two types of people, and the difference between losing your shit and having control of your emotions is being a reactive person or a proactive person. Reactive and proactive. So let's say you get into like a car accident, right? The reactive person is going to freak out. Oh my God, fuck. Oh my God, expletive, right? He's going to spread hate, spread negative vibes, and it only makes the situation worse. But you take a car accident and you are proactive. What that means is you take a deep breath, get a hold of your emotions, and you say, okay, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do? This really sucks. And it takes a really strong person to do that because, emotions are there for a reason. Humans aren't great when it comes to controlling their emotions. But yeah. So you take that car accident and you go, okay, we can't go into a time machine. We can't stop this from happening. So what are we going to do? We only look to the future. Take from it the lessons that we need. So we say, okay, what are we going to do? Exchanging insurance, take pictures, this is what happens. Nobody's dead. So that's always the best way to do this, to practice being better at this, being a proactive person. Worst case, what if scenario. And if that isn't happening at that moment, if that isn't happening today, so like losing a spouse, somebody dying, if that isn't happening today, then you don't need to lose your shit. There's nothing to be stressed about, right? And stress, that's another thing. I am going to do another video all about stress. Stress is like the most important thing. Cortisol, adrenaline, those are killers. Those are literally killers. Those are the worst things you can do for your body. Oh my God. Stress, it ruins the immune system. Like, it just is a chain reaction. Stress can cause your biggest problems. And that is something that you can worry about. Stress itself. So when you are in fear of anything, if you're in fear of something, then that creates anxiety, right? Anxiety is unfounded stress. Tezos is now on Coinbase. Anxiety is unfounded stress. So it's like social anxiety. You're afraid of people judging you, but they're too busy thinking the same thing. They're busy also being stressed about the way they look, because why would they do all that stuff? Why would they put on makeup and blah, blah, blah if they weren't worried about that? Anxiety of leaving the house because you might get in a car accident. It's all it's unfounded stress. Then you could just never leave your house. Hi, baby. Hi. So anxiety, right? Anxiety, you get, let's say A lot of people get anxiety, for example, with YouTube or posting something on Reddit. And it's just unfounded fear. Oh, I don't want to post on Reddit because people will make fun of me. But dude, Reddit is completely anonymous. That's the funniest part. And in YouTube, people don't realize that YouTube is like, it's the tip of the iceberg. They don't realize how much is behind the scenes when you are making any kind of video. It's insane. So many amazing ideas just go down the drain, never to resurface because of anxiety. It's crazy. And that's why so many people don't make YouTube videos, because they don't realize that those really great YouTubers were also terrible in the beginning. Yeah. Oh, sorry, baby. People don't realize how much actually goes on behind a YouTube video. They just see it and are like, oh my God, I can't make anything close to that. No, you gotta just do it, and you gotta practice. Like, do you remember those? Like, everyone's seen a blooper reel, right? There was that one movie where Jackie Chan was sliding under the tiny little, like, bank teller window, I think. And oh my God, he did that so many times. He got stuck, and he would fall, and then he got that amazing shot. And that was after like a million tries. Same thing with everything on social media. That perfect selfie, that was the result of probably 100. Just kidding. But you know what I mean. So that's what I want you to get out of this. So everything is in your control. You can choose to be angry. You choose to be angry. You choose your emotions. You can choose to react a certain way. You can choose to react. That is being proactive. It's not your coworker or your spouse. You are in control of your emotions, not them. All right. So anyway, let's take it back for a second. The difference between a proactive and a reactive person. Being in control of your emotions. Proactive people are in control of their emotions. So let's take another scenario. Your laundry all got burned at a dry cleaner, right? Which I don't know how it would literally burn, but it's just incinerated. So a reactive person would be very rude to the staff there. They would expletive, fume, and only make the situation worse. A good leader is proactive. A good leader would be in the laundromat situation. He'd be like, take a deep breath. And then he would say, damn, that sucks. So what can we do about this? And you're kind, you get reimbursed for your clothing, and then nobody's upset. You go out of there probably gaining more because you're a nice person. Because on mean customers, nobody takes care of them. Like, they do it because they're in fear, and they'll do it just so that they don't get more crap. They'll do the bare minimum, of course, to get the person out of their store. But you be nice, and you get way more flies with honey, right? So yeah, you are the nice customer that doesn't lose their shit or something like that. You get like 50% off a clearance belt, a belt that was already clearanced at Men's Warehouse, for example, right? The situation is always better. And anytime that you're out of a situation that was really stressful and bad, even if you fume and go crazy, when the stress dies down, you realize that maybe you overreacted. You realize that maybe the situation wasn't as bad as you thought. The proactive person takes a deep breath. Yeah. And then everything's good. Everything is so much better in that situation. That is how a leader handles himself. A good, proactive, calm person that is in the now is not materialistic. Material things shackle you. They shackle you if you have an emotional connection to them. You know, like your house could burn down. Your house could burn down, and that would be like the worst thing ever. And I wish it on no one. But you still get by. As long as you're alive and your family's okay and your dog's okay, it's always okay. Everything will be all right in the end. It always works out that way. Unless someone dies, then yeah, that's a different scenario. That's a totally okay time to lose your shit. So back to materialism. Materialism is something, materials shackle you. Like, we came to this earth with nothing, and so you don't need anything when you leave. You don't need anything. You're not going to take it with you. You're not the pharaoh. You're not going to take it with you. Materials are something that, like I always say, things are a symptom. If you have some kind of behavior, some kind of dangerous behavior for yourself. Oh, what is that word? Dangerous behaviors. Dangerous. Self-destructive. If you have self-destructive habits, shopping, for example, materialism, for example, if you have some kind of self-destructive behavior, it is a symptom of a bigger problem, a hole in your soul. Super materialistic people are just people that are shackled to material objects. You know, nothing material on this earth matters. The only things that matter are people, intelligent creatures, like dogs, you know, all the living things on earth. Living things on earth, that's all that matters. That's why I say, unless anyone dies. But you know what? My saying is always, everything will be all right in the end, unless you're dead, and then it's still all right, right? Death is always going to happen. Okay, so I digress. That is why this is the most liberating truth you will ever know. Everything is in your control. Everything is your fault. You are the architect of your life. So when I first learned this truth, I kept on thinking, like, my biggest thing was, why do I keep attracting toxic people? And then and I kept on saying, oh my God, if I just didn't attract all these people, my life would be so much easier. We're very easy to blame. That's always like our first thing. Like, oh shit, oh man, that was not my fault. Like, subconsciously, this is happening to me because this and this and this happened in my life. But then I realized, so my thing was toxic people. Why do I keep attracting toxic people? The actual answer, the way that I needed to change my mind, change my way of thinking, was, why do I keep allowing these people in my life? Why do I keep allowing these people in my life? It's not, why do the people keep coming to me? It's, why do I keep allowing them to break boundaries and, you know, things like that. There is always control. You always have control. And once you accept that truth, everything will change. Everything will just, there will be so much clarity. It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome truth to grasp. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. That is why this is the most liberating truth you will ever know. We're a very fear-based society, which creates anxiety. And once you can let go of fear, it's like that quote that I love from Fight Club, right? It's only after you've lost everything that you're free to do anything. Yeah, that's because once you eliminate fear, oh man, there's so much. Fear is the only thing that really holds you back. It's all about the mind. Conor McGregor is always talking about, you have to visualize. You got to get past that mind, mind. Hope you like that. A lot of people have Reddit anxiety. And it's a completely anonymous site. Then, wait, I don't know if that's expressing. You get way more lovers. You get way more happiness and love with sugar. Crap.